My name is Jorge Cham, and welcome to PBS Kids Read. Thank you. Elinor Wonders Why, The Seed of an Idea by me and Daniel Whiteson. Now, this is a great book because this was the very first story we ever wrote about Elinor Wonders Why. And it's a really cool story because it's all about how nature has amazing ideas that we can all learn from. So, this starts one day in Elinor's classroom, and this is Elinor, this is Ari, and this is Olive. When Elinor arrived at school, Ari was waiting to show her something. "Check it out," he said, flashing the new watch on his wrist. "He's been showing it to everyone," said Olive. "Want to see my favorite part?" Ari asked. Ari pulled back the watch strap, and it gave a loud scratch. "Whoa," said Elinor. Do you know what Ari's talking about? Have you seen something like this that makes that sound in your shoes or your backpack? Just as she reached for the strap, Miss Mole called everyone to the carpet. "Hello, class! Today we're going to learn about nature's ideas," said Miss Mole. "Nature has solved a lot of different problems. For example," what was that? Miss Mole looked up from her book. Elinor glanced from side to side and shrugged. "As I was saying," Miss Mole continued, "nature is full of useful ideas, like..." Miss Mole looked up just in time. "Elinor, what are you doing?" she asked. "Miss Mole, this strap is so interesting," said Elinor, holding up Ari's wrist. "It's soft and fuzzy, except for the scratchy patch. The two parts stick together like tape, but they aren't sticky." The class turned to look as Elinor dragged Ari and the watch to the cubby area. "Look, there's a patch like this on Ashley's book, Maddie's backpack, and Javier's coat." "It's on everything," said Olive. "I wonder how it works," said Elinor. Just then, the bell rang for recess. Ring! The rest of the class ran out to play, but Elinor, Ari, and Olive stayed behind. They had a mystery to solve. Elinor examined the watch. Then she stuck the strap to Ari's back. "Hey!" he cried. "Look," said Elinor. "The patch sticks to Ari's sweater. Let's find out what else it sticks to." "I'll make a list," said Olive, taking out her notebook. First, Elinor tried to stick the watch to a chair, but it slid right off. It didn't stick to the chalkboard either, or to Olive's trunk. Then Ari tried it on the rug. It stuck! Olive looked at her list. So the patch sticks to Ari's sweater, the rug, and nothing else. "Maybe we should try some things outside," suggested Ari. "Yes," said Elinor. "We need more observations." In the schoolyard, the three friends tried to stick the patch on everything they could find. A tree trunk? No. A rock? No. An acorn? No. A frog? It hopped away before they could catch it. "I don't understand how it works," said Elinor. "It's a sticky mystery," said Ari. "Ari, what's that on your sweater?" Olive asked. Ari looked down. He was covered in spiky seeds. He flapped his arms and jumped up and down, but the seeds wouldn't come off. Elinor tugged at one. It came off with a squish. She stuck the seed back on Ari's sweater and pulled it off again. Squish. "I wonder," she said, holding up Ari's watch strap. She placed the seed on the fuzzy side of the strap. "It stuck!" "Whoa," said Ari. "What is this thing?" asked Olive. The three friends leaned in for a closer look. The spikes on the seed were shaped like little hooks. Elinor stuck the seed on Ari's sweater again. This time, they saw how the seed's hooks grabbed the fuzzy loops of the sweater. "This scratchy patch has little hooks too," said Ari. That's it, cried Elinor. The tiny hooks make the patch stick. She opened and closed the strap again. Squish, squish. But the hooks need something with loops to grab onto. Olive checked her list. That's why the patch only stuck to the rug and Ari's sweater. They both have lots of fuzzy loops. The friends ran to the playground to tell Miss Mole. We solved the mystery, cried Elinor. It's the little hooks on the patch, said Olive, that make the straps stick together, Ari finished. We figured it out thanks to this, said Elinor. That's the seed of my book, said Miss Mole. It's called a burr. Did the burr copy the idea from the watch strap? Asked Ari. Let's find out, said Miss Mole, opening the book. Long ago, there was an inventor who loved to go for walks in the woods, she read. But he always came back with burrs stuck to his clothes. The inventor decided to make his own hooks and loops so he could get other things to stick together. So the idea for the strap came from the burr, said Elinor. Nature really does have some good ideas. I'm glad we went out to explore. Yes, you did a great job, detectives, said Miss Mole. Suddenly, there was a rustle. And from the bushes, Ari popped out, covered in burrs. Yep, you could say we really stuck with it. Get it? Sticking, stuck with it? The burrs? Well, thank you, friends, for sticking with me on this PBS Kids Read. Bye. Yeah, I was really inspired by my daughter, whose name is Elinor. And she doesn't look like a bunny rabbit, but she is really curious. And when she was about Elinor's age in the stories, she was really curious and wanted to know a lot about the world and about nature. And she had a lot of questions, and she loved to ask why. So I really wanted to create a show that helped kids know that it's super cool and super great to ask questions and to wonder why about everything. All right, I like to start with the eyes. First, I draw two small ovals for the eyes. Then I like to draw the nose, just a little triangle in between the eyes. Then I like to draw the mouth, just a smile. And then I like to draw her hair. So I'll start at the top here and go 3 times. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Then I go to the other side and I draw a little curve here. And then I'm going to draw the sides of her face. Go just 2 straight lines down. Then I'm going to draw the bottom of her face. So I'm going to draw a big semicircle going around like this. Great. Then I'm going to draw the top of her head. And then the sides of her hair. And then my favorite parts, her bunny ears. So just start at the top here and go up and down and up and down. That's a little bit, still a little bit warped, but I think we can fix it a little bit. Here you go. All right. Then, I love the part where I get to fill in her hair. So we'll go kind of like that. And here it doesn't have to be perfect. Just draw a lot of lines here for the hair. Okay, then we're gonna draw the neck. Just draw a little circle, half circle here. And then the top part of her dress, just draw a square, rectangle. And then I'm going to do a line down like this. Then her belt. Then her sleeves. Then her arms. Then her other arm, and we'll have her holding a magnifying glass so she can look closer and make observations. And then her bunny feet. Just one leg, the other leg, and then bunnies have long feet. And then her bunny tail. And sometimes I like to go back and make the drawing a little bit better. So I'm gonna make sure her hair goes all the way down to her shoulders like this. And just add a lot of lines here like that. Oops. And then we're gonna show her Elinor in nature. So we'll draw some grass. Maybe we'll draw a tree. Maybe some flowers, because Elinor loves being out in nature. Maybe some clouds, some birds, and maybe some mountains. And very important, don't forget to sign your work. So write your name anywhere you want, but I usually like to draw my name in the bottom corner. So I'll draw my name. All right. I hope you got to draw along with me, and I hope you keep practicing, because that's how you learn to draw, just by practicing.